Hey there, future C11 grads, and welcome. If you're getting into the basic concepts of risk and insurance, you have landed in exactly the right spot. Today, we're going to break down all those key terms and processes from Chapter 1 in a way that actually makes them stick. Okay, let's get into it. So just picture this for a second. It's a totally normal morning. You're maybe a little groggy, just trying to get some breakfast going before you head out. Everything feels completely routine. But, as we're about to see, things can change in a heartbeat. You head on over to the kitchen counter, you grab a couple slices of bread, and you pop them in the toaster. You push that lever down, just waiting for that familiar click and the nice warm glow from inside. But here's the thing you don't notice. The power cord, kind of tucked away behind the coffee machine, is really worn out. The plastic around it is cracked, and you can see some of the wiring. It's such a tiny detail, but believe me, it is a critical one. A single spark hits the plastic, which then catches a dish towel that's sitting nearby, and boom, within seconds, you are not thinking about breakfast anymore. You're dealing with a fire. It's a nightmare scenario, for sure, but it's also the perfect, and I mean perfect, case study for us. So, that little disaster story? Well, guess what? It contains every single core concept you need to nail this part of your exam. We're going to use this kitchen fire to translate all that dense textbook language into something you can actually see, understand, and remember.
Let's kick things off with the big one, risk. You know, in the world of insurance, risk is pretty simple. It's just the chance of a financial loss. In our story, the risk wasn't the fire itself. Nope, it was the chance that your property, your kitchen, your whole home, could be damaged, costing you a ton of money.
Now, this slide here is absolutely crucial, because this is a classic exam question. Our kitchen fire is a perfect example of a pure risk. Think about it. There's only a downside. You can lose money or you can break even if nothing happens. There's no scenario where your toaster catches fire and you somehow make a profit, right? Insurance only deals with pure risk. It doesn't touch speculative risks like gambling or investing where you could either win or lose. And this brilliantly lays out the two terms that students mix up all the time, peril and hazard. The peril is the thing that actually happened, the fire. It's the event that causes the loss. The hazard is the condition that made the peril possible in the first place, that old frayed electrical cord. So you can think of it like this. The hazard sets the stage for the peril to occur.
So, we have a hazard that led to a peril, which then led to a loss. But for insurance purposes, we've got to know exactly what started it all. And that brings us to the really important concept of proximate cause. Let's just map it out, like a chain of dominoes. We start with the frayed cord. That's our hazard. That condition allows for an electrical spark. That spark directly causes the fire. That's our peril. And of course, the fire results in a financial loss. It's a clear, direct, unbroken chain of events.
So, the key thing to remember is this. The proximate cause is the first domino in that chain. You might think the fire was the cause, but actually, the proximate cause was the electrical failure from the frayed cord. That was the immediate and effective event that set everything else in motion. Okay, so we totally get how a loss happens now, but how do professionals and big organizations actually prepare for and handle these kinds of risks? Well, it's not just about buying an insurance policy, it's a whole structured process. This leads us right into the risk management playbook, which shows us exactly how it's done. Long before a loss ever happens, an organization has goals. They want peace of mind, knowing they're prepared. They have to meet legal requirements. That's what the textbook means by that fancy phrase, externally imposed obligations. They also want to act responsibly. And of course, they want to keep the costs of managing all this risk as low as possible. It's all about proactive thinking. And here is the playbook itself. Risk managers basically follow these 4 steps. First, they identify what could possibly go wrong, like finding that frayed cord. Second, they figure out what their options are. Should they repair it, replace the whole toaster, maybe just buy a fire extinguisher? Third, they pick the best option and they actually do it. And finally, they monitor the situation to make sure their solution is working and that no new risks have popped up. All right, you've taken in the theory, you've seen the example, so let's see if you can apply it. I'm going to throw a few exam-style questions your way, all based on what we just covered. Get ready.
First question, let's go back to our story. That faulty, frayed cord that really set the stage for the whole disaster. What is its official term? Is it the risk, the peril, the hazard, or the proximate cause?
The correct answer is C, the hazard. Remember, the hazard is the underlying condition, while the peril is the event itself, in this case, the fire. That frayed cord made the fire much, much more likely to happen.
Question number 2.
We're talking about a situation where you can only lose or break even. There is absolutely no potential for gain. What do we call this?
And the answer is A, pure risk. This is the only type of risk that insurance is designed to cover, totally different from speculative risks like investing in the stock market.
Okay, question 3. We're looking for the name of that very first domino that falls, the one that kicks off an unbroken sequence that results in a loss. What is it?
The correct answer here is D, the proximate cause. It's not just a cause, it's the primary, legally recognized cause that gets the whole chain started.
And the final question. Let's see if you remember the playbook. 3 of these are goals you have before a loss happens. One of them is not. Which one doesn't belong?
The answer is A, sustained growth. That one's a post-loss objective. After a disaster, a company's goal is to recover and, well, continue to grow. The other 3 are all proactive goals you set up beforehand.
And that's a wrap on the core concepts of risk. You see, you just took a simple story about a kitchen fire and turned it into a powerful study tool. Keep applying real-world examples to these terms, and you'll be more than ready for exam day. So what do you say? Ready to master the next chapter?